so many emotions to try and compartmentalize from that Knicks-Sixers game, so that's what I'm going to try and do in this video. To start, I actually do want to give the Sixers a lot of credit. I'm a big Knicks fan. I was at the game, rooting for the Knicks, lost my voice, but I do want to give the Sixers credit because it was really back and forth first half, where the Knicks actually went into halftime with the lead, and then Philly just came out and obliterated them in the third. 9 of 12 on threes, won that quarter by 16, and the Knicks were coming from behind the rest of the way. It really did feel like Philly was just an unstoppable offense running two-man game with Embiid. So credit to them for going out and taking that game, but obviously that's not the stuff we all want to talk about from that game. It's Joel Embiid. And like, I don't think he should have been, like, maybe by the letter of the law, he should have been ejected for that tug of the legs on Mitchell Robinson. Or you could argue, like, if it was anyone else, if it was a regular season game, but like, I get it. I get the politics of it. This is the reigning MVP in a big time playoff game at home. Like, you're just not going to eject him. But to see the lengths he was going to, like there's a difference. Like, that's not physical basketball. You know, I imagine a lot of Sixers fans are saying, like, oh, well, this is what the Knicks do. They play physical basketball. That's not physical basketball. That's dirty basketball. Tugging at a guy's legs. Now he's injured because of it. It's disgusting. Okay. He tugs at a guy's legs. He knees Isaiah Hartenstein in the balls. He sets, it wasn't even a dirty screen. He just sort of backs into OG Anunoby and pummels him. Like, that's not physical basketball. Okay. That's just plain dirty. And the fact that Embiid resulted to that was pretty disgusting and was pretty low for the reigning MVP. And I think that's sort of, the foul baiting stuff, it's always frustrating. It's always frustrating. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry if this comes off as like me being a salty Knicks fan. I'm really trying not to be, because ultimately I get why he does it. Because free throws are the easiest points you're going to get in the game. And so it's not about, like, we shouldn't be mad at him. We should be mad at the refs and the league for enabling this kind of play. But obviously, like, it's much easier to take your anger and frustration out on the singular player who's actually doing, trying to draw the fouls instead of all the refs in the entire league. So it's very easy to get frustrated with that. But I think it's when he does that, but then he's also doing all the dirty stuff. I think that's why Knicks fans are particularly frustrated, where it's like, it just feels like we can't win. Like, you're going to play dirty and you're also going to result to like these weak tactics of drawing fouls. Like, that's what's so frustrating about Embiid is like, I don't feel like he needs to be doing this. Like, isn't that so ironic? Like, all the guys who draw the most fouls, whether it was Harden during his prime, Embiid, or SGA, like, you just don't feel like they need to be doing it. Like, Embiid is just this insane blend of size, skill, and touch, and agility, and movement that we've really never seen before. And it's so cool to watch when he's going to work in the post, when he's, unleashing that soft touch, when he's hit 4 threes in the third quarter. And like, it's so cool to watch. But then it's like, he shot more free throws than the entire Knicks team. He was 19 of 21. Like, and it's just, again, maybe this is me being a biased Knicks fan, but it's just every time he catches the ball, you just feel like, all right, there's going to be a foul here. And part of that is on the Knicks, because the Knicks did reach in a bunch of times. Like, I remember there were times where it looked like they were playing good defense, and then at the last second, like Precious Achiuwa, I remember, would just reach in, try and get the ball, and he'd get on him. Just like, what are you doing? But it's just like you watch him, and it was so much more apparent in person. Like, every time he gets the ball, he's just trying to draw the foul. And it's so... Again, it's this conflicting thing where it's like, dude, you're this massive 7-foot, behemoth, and like, you're trying to play physical and dirty on one end, trying to establish this weird edge where like you're going at guys, like you're literally hitting them in the nuts and bullying them over, but then you're just like also trying to like do the rip through moves and flail your entire body and just all that stuff. And that like it's just so like you want to play rough and tough, all right, let's do it. Then, take your way to the basket. Stop doing moves. That's the problem with so many of these guys these days. Like, I feel like fouls used to just be like an add-on, like an accessory. Like, oh, I'm going to try and score this bucket, but if I get fouled, then that's great. Now it's like you see so many guys like doing moves with the sole purpose of getting fouled, like with no intention of actually trying to score, just trying to get fouled. And it's particularly frustrating with Embiid because he's so large and he's so difficult to officiate, and you really feel like him more than anyone else, because NBA is a game of size, that he really doesn't need it. But just like, I think particularly with this game 3, like, yes, obviously I'm annoyed that the Knicks lost, okay, especially because it felt like a game we could have won. We were up at halftime, but like, it's just this weird, like, you're sort of contradicting yourself where you're trying to come off as like, this big physical, like yeah, we're rough and tough, like we're gonna match your physicality, because that's what, he bodied OG and went at, Mitch's legs. That was just ultimately just straight up dirty. I'm sorry. Trying to get physical with Hartenstein, but then to then just result to these like it's not Bush League, but it's just whatever, these foul baiting tactics. You're better than that, and that's why it was just so frustrating. It was still a really fun game to be at, fun game to watch. Obviously, yes, I am upset that my Knicks lost an opportunity that they had to win, but I know why Embiid wasn't ejected. I'm not gonna sit here and fight for that, because I get the politics of him being such a talented player in such a big game. You're just not going to kick him out for that, even if maybe by the letter of the law he should have. But he's just a really conflicting player to watch. But we got a series, and New York has a new villain. Trae Young, you're out. Embiid, you're in. So I'm really excited for Game 4 on Sunday.